stream has begun. Well, has it though? That's what I am wondering. Oh man, this is insane what I'm doing right now. Hold on. Okay. Well, I will leave that over there. Well, actually, I should check my audio. So much work and I gotta put into this before I actually start talking. Hold on. Well, actually, I should. Okay, good. So it's all good, all good. So, welcome to another stream here. If you saw my setup right now, you you would know why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. Hey, how's it going, everybody? I see you guys here now. Finally, cool. So, yeah. So I'm gonna do another stream. This might be a shorter stream. I'm not sure, just because of the time. It took me a long time to set this up. I need to get like a proper stand for this webcam I have, because the webcam I have is like the 4K OBS bot or whatever, and I need I guess the tripod or whatever. My brother has like 3 or 4 of them. I should just go borrow one. Don't be trolling, bro. Oh, what? Because I said you don't want to miss this Q&A, because the ultimate Q&A. I'll get into the guitar, I guess, in a second. No, but I need, because I literally have like I have like a record box here. I have a box of matches, and that's what the camera is sitting on right now. And I can't see like the middle of the screen, so I have like OBS there, so I can see, kind of make sure everything's good there. You looking like you're ready for Christmas? I am. I have my Christmas tree up. Also, I guess, yeah, the lights here too. That's just kind of whatever light that my brother has. But yeah, my tree up. I gotta get some more decorations though. Okay, cool. We have a decent amount of people, a little over 30 people here. So I guess we can start talking about whatever. You know what I've been watching a lot before we get into like the questions. Also, you guys can ask whatever questions you want and all that. I'll get to them after. But I have been watching. I don't know if any of you have, but the Lord of the Rings. Jesus Christ, Lord of the Rings Extended Edition. I've watched like the first one for the first movie, and for the third movie, I've watched like most of it just over the years. I never watched the second one though, and there were so many scenes that I never saw. Like there's scenes with Boromir in it, and I was like, "What?" There's stuff where he's in. Is it Minas Tirith? Where is he? Yeah, he would be there, right? And he was just like trying to get everyone, and it was just like it was nuts. And like there's like a scene where I believe her name is Eowyn. She's asking Aragorn like, "You must be 60, 70," and he's like 87 or something. Like, oh. I've just been so wrapped up in that world. That world's so incredible. Honestly, if there's a franchise that I would say is like perfect, like no issues, it's Lord of the Rings. I know there's The Hobbit and Rings of Power, and well, The Hobbit is much better than Rings of Power, but like Lord of the Rings, that trilogy is perfect to me. So incredible. How's it going, man? Another Sunday with no Walking Dead. I'm rewatching season 10 to 11 again. I can't wait for season 3, Dead City, and Daryl Dixon season 4. Yeah, I cannot wait for that as well. I think that I've been thinking about what to rewatch specifically, and I'm kind of interested in season 3 because I don't like that season that much. I always go back and rewatch season 1 and 2, and then like there's moments in 4 that are like my favorite. But if I go back to 3, I think there's a lot of episodes that I haven't really watched, so I think that would be kind of cool. Do you think Rick or Daryl will die in the final episode of The Walking Dead, or someone else? So my answer has always changed on this over the years. Oh, that's an interesting question. My answer has always changed on this over the years. Like, I always said Rick would die, and then he kind of died when he left, right? So I'm like, well, who are you going to do now? I guess Daryl then, right? But like, I don't know, like how would they reunite? Imagine they reunited right when Daryl's dying. I think that'd be almost too tragic. So I'm trying to think. I'm like, well, how would you do it then? You'd probably have to, I think, just have, again, I'm kind of going back on like what I was saying before. I think you would have to have a story with them for a while. I don't know. I think you can kill Daryl off. But see, this is my thing about it is like I think you could do that, but if you're AMC, like which of the two actors is going to keep continuing these roles for as long as they want for the most part? I feel like it's Norman Reedus instead of Andrew Lincoln. So I agree. Lord of the Rings is the goal. Fellowship of the Ring is my favorite of all of them. The Extended is the best version of the films. Yeah, for me, honestly, I I think I prefer Two Towers. Only because, like, I mean, I love all of them so much, but like Fellowship is so like it's it's the beginning of everything, right? Like you're in the Shire, and there's all of that. It's incredible, but like there's that, and then you go to like Return of the King, and there's the ending, and there's the battle and everything, and there's so many. There's just it's amazing, but like I'm always so sad when like the story's over, and when it's beginning, it's like, well, it's not to like the wars yet, right? Like the Battle of Helm's Deep and all that. So I just prefer Two Towers because it's like I'm living in the story kind of thing, you know. Daryl's story is done. Why would you say Daryl's story is done, but not Rick? Because Rick, yeah, that's kind of what I was saying too. I think that's a part of it. The Rings of Power series is awesome. Yeah, see, my thing about Rings of Power is I haven't watched, I think, season two, if that's out. I was watching a bit of season one, and the thing that I think was kind of frustrating, and I've seen so many complaints about it, was like the orcs. I remember like that was something that was brought up, like the orcs have a family and stuff, and I'm like, wait, what? What's going on here? So I don't know how much Tolkien wrote a lot of that and how much of that is true, but that just, I'm like, they should not have families and this and that, and they're just supposed to be like evil, right? Aren't they like elves that are like evil now, kind of thing? Maybe I have the lore wrong on that, but main character's off in the final season. Judith will take Rick's place. That would be cool, definitely. Probably won't happen for 10, 15 years probably, but please tell me you're going to do content for the Return of the Living Dead movie coming out in Christmas. I didn't even hear about that. I'd have to look that up. I wouldn't mind doing reviews for some movies. Like I'm going to be doing a review of It Chapter 4 later on. Chapter 4, Episode 4. I keep saying it's because there's It Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. But Episode 4. So I won't spoil anything for the first three. So I'm going to be doing a video on that later. Yeah. Rick would have returned home with the sea arm would fall. Yes, definitely. Let me take out the guitar here. 1 second. Just give me a second here. Just because I got a question about this earlier, so here is my Gibson. Can you see it? Gibson Les Paul. I love this guitar a lot. It's if you can see, I don't know if you guys can you guys hear me? I think you can. There's the Alnico 2 Pro humbucker pickups in there. And yeah. But that's the guitar. Someone was asking. It is a Gibson. Playing a band? No, I wouldn't mind playing in a band, to be honest. I have a lot of stuff I've written that I more kind of want to release. You know, there's like that the outro to my videos. That's a part of a demo. Hey, how's it going? I can't even read what your name is there. I don't have my glasses. If we're being honest, if they wanted to reset Rick's life, yeah, I think for sure killing off Daryl and Michonne would do that. That would be a lot, though. And that would be like, you would be erasing like so much progress that he's made over like 15 years, right, of the series. So I don't know if you could do that. I always thought that Michonne could die in season 10 because when Andrea got that death in the comic, everyone was like, well, Michonne is Andrea, right? Like, because she took a lot of Andrea's comic stories. So I was like, well, I guess Michonne's gone. I think we're kind of past that now where I just don't see it happening, to be honest. I don't know. I think it would be kind of a lot. Well, I don't know what they're originally planning to do there. I think the trilogy could have been really great, though. Like, honestly, I mean, it depends on what they do next. It really does depend on what they do next. Like, if they do something with the next series where it's like more than just the one season, then I think I might prefer how things have worked out. But if it is just like a one season, 8 episode thing and it's rushed like the ones who lived, then yeah, I probably will have preferred the movies. You know what I'm actually interested in is whether or not Dead City is going to be like the main show kind of going forward. But like, Jeffrey and Morgan's been hyping it up quite a bit, and I'm like, is this show becoming like The Walking Dead? Will it change more into that? Because they never announced season 3 is the final season, so I'm thinking, oh, hey, how's it going? I can't read exactly what you said there. I think it might be a different language, but hello. I'm at the part where has passed. Yeah. Oh, man, I have Half Moon's record actually somewhere around here. I don't know where that would be. Do you think the group will reunite in the final or like the final arc? I hope it doesn't happen in Daryl Dixon. I wouldn't be a fan of that. You know what? I wonder if... Well, no, you can't. I was going to say, I wonder if there's like a version of The Ones Who Live that like, it's fan edited into like a movie. But no, that's like, if you would be doing that to like trim out a lot of stuff you don't want to see. But like with The Ones Who Live, we want to see more. That's kind of the issue with it, right? Like I felt like once they went back to the CRM base, wherever that was, where was that again? I don't think that was Portland, right? I think that was a different place. It was like once they went there, there was a lot of issues right away. So like Michonne got that dossier like nothing. Rick also the same thing. I don't want to relive all that again. Her actor wants to quit soon. I don't think that with Lauren Cohen. I really don't. She said she wants to do a couple more years and then maybe take a break for a couple years and then we'll kind of see, maybe come back or whatever. I think the actors are very, very, what's the right word? They care about their characters a lot. And I think to kill them off would be killing characters off in the early seasons of The Walking Dead, I think it happened a lot. People expected it, but to choose to kill off Maggie right now or I think it's a big deal. So I don't know. The Rick Grimes saga. We're different. I mean, honestly, it might get to that point where, hold on. Okay. It might get to that point where you have like, sorry, I got distracted. What was the question? Oh, yeah, it might get to that point if, like, Andrew Lincoln's like, okay, they're going to keep asking me to come back. Like, I might just have to die on the show. Okay, so that's what I was talking about a little bit in my video. Wait, did that come out yet? Maybe I did. I can't remember. Anyways, was what they would do with, like, a season 3 or, like, other shows. Like... Or not a season 3 of Dead City, but like a new series or just like whatever it's going to be. Like, you don't have to bring everyone back. I kind of gave a bad example because I was like, well, maybe you don't bring Eugene back, because Eugene's ending in The Walking Dead was kind of happy, like, he's just gonna be happy now with what was her name? Wasn't Stephanie, right? I forgot that storyline. It's been a while. If anyone could remind me, that'd be awesome. But what was her name? Anyways, but then I realized, oh, in the comic, there's actually a storyline in the very final issue where there's like this railroad that connects the west to like the east, and I would love to see something like that play out. I feel like, because it's not just like the Commonwealth and these other communities; they're actually connecting the entirety of the United States, and there's like trade happening and like all of these things happening. A lot very similar to like what they were doing in season 9, right? With like signing that whatever that thing was called. But Ezekiel was really working on that, right, with Michonne and Maggie and everyone. But this was just on a bigger scale, and Eugene was a big part of it. So I'd love to see Eugene come back. But like, there's so many other characters you don't have to have on that show, you know. Oh, hello, Australia. That is insane. Stephanie. Was it Stephanie, or was Stephanie the character that was the spy? Are you doing content on the new Scream movie? No, I probably won't. We'll see. Not this year, though. I'm not the biggest fan of Scream right now. I was, but right now I'm not. We'll see how the movie is, though. You never know. Like, I might actually like see trailers and, get all hyped to watch it. So we'll see. I just want my boy Aaron back, honestly. Yes, Aaron has to be back. There's a couple characters I want to see back, like Aaron, Ezekiel, like Eugene, Gabriel. I mean, honestly, I can just go through the list of all the characters, but like Gabriel would be so cool, I think, just because we saw him in The Ones Who Live. And like, I want to know, like, isn't that kind of weird? Like, we saw Gabriel there, and like his last scene was he was hearing helicopters going over, and it was like, what's going on? And I remember all the theories then were like, oh, Alexandria is getting bombed or attacked, and obviously didn't happen. But like, that was his last scene. So like, Gabriel probably found out after that Rick and Michonne made it back, right? But we didn't see that. Stephanie Mercer. Okay, so Shira. Okay, you're right. So happy I am live. Yay. Gainesville, Florida here. I don't see anybody doing that here from what I'm seeing. The Fear, no, I have not watched that. Unless you mean like those television shows that are on Netflix. I'm not sure if that's what you meant. Maxine Mercer. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was like Maxine or something like that. That sounds really familiar, actually. Yeah, Mercer as well is a character that I was not... Well, he's really awesome in the comic as well. But like, when he was on the show, he became like a presence for that show. So yeah, I would love to see him come back and play a role with the Commonwealth in some way. Like, if there's anything... I don't know how the leadership's going to go there. I think Ezekiel was the new leader. But they're electing people, right? So I don't know, timing-wise, maybe he's not anymore. I don't know how they'll do it. Here's one thinking. So... at The Walking Dead, Once Lived didn't happen. Hold on, sorry, there's a lot of comments. Walking Dead. Yeah, so I think the original plan with the spin-offs was there would be a Rick movie trilogy. So whenever those 3 movies would come out, honestly, we might have gotten the second movie by now, but not the third one. And then The Walking Dead was going to continue. So Dead City probably wouldn't have happened, but The Walking Dead was going to continue for however many years with everyone. And then Daryl Dixon was probably still going to happen because they wanted to take Daryl and Carol away for a while and then bring them back to America, and then they'll just join the show again, like The Walking Dead. So it's kind of interesting when you're thinking about where they're at right now overall. Like, like maybe that was originally the plan. Like this was going to be 4 seasons. Now they're bringing them back. Do they join Dead City? Probably not. It's probably going to be a different spinoff. But like now, that's kind of what I'm wondering. What are they going to do now? Honestly, the original plan almost worked a bit better, but it is what it is. Do you think Fede will die? Yes, I do believe so in the final season. I think he can't really be redeemed, I don't think. Like, I mean, any character can. I don't see him being redeemed, though. I think he'll die, what, halfway through the season? Towards the end? In the movie of... Yeah, I'm assuming that, too. I always kind of thought he would die in, like, the third one. Like, the overall flow of the trilogy that I thought would happen was, like, first one would just be about Rick. Sorry, anyways, the first one would be about Rick, and then the second one would be but Michonne would show up at the very end, and then it would be like this big cliffhanger, like, oh, like she's there or whatever, right? And then Rick and Michonne would reunite in the second one. It would be all about them, and then maybe there's a cliffhanger at the end, and then Morgan's there or something, and then the third movie would be like everyone coming back kind of thing. But then again, there's only 2 hours of that, right? So it's almost like you prefer having a television series, even if it's like 6 or 8, 10 episodes, because it's more screen time, right? With all that, everyone together. 64 viewers, sweet. As you know, I don't know. Actually, can you guys let me know who's been here before with these live streams? If you have, let me know. Because, I just kind of want to know who's, like, returning to these streams. Because I always stream every Sunday. And, it's be kind of cool. I have. Because also, it would be really nice to, I want to get the likes up to 50. Yes. Sweet. Only one time before. My first one. Oh, cool. Do the writers watch their own show? I think that depends on the writer. I know Andrew Lincoln just like never did. He wasn't a writer, but like he couldn't watch himself act. I think this is my third live. Oh my gosh, some sweet first one for me. Awesome. So funny story. Funny thing happened this week. So I guess I was getting like the ducts and stuff cleaned, like the vents and everything. To the house, and so I was gone, but apparently the person that came here, they like saw, well, you can't see it on here, but I guess they saw like my channel. I have my plaque there, YouTube plaque, and everything, and I think they knew who I was, and it was kind of I've never experienced that before, but like, they're big Walking Dead fans, right? So they're talking about this and that, and my brother was saying, oh yeah, I can hear them talking about it still downstairs, whatever, everything, and I was just like, that is strange. And I know they were sitting on my bed just because the vent's like behind, so like they had to do that, and I was just like, that is weird, so weird. That was like the weirdest experience that day. Honestly, I felt so creeped out. I had to like stay in the car, and I was like, just let me know when they're gone. Walking Dead movie. I would love a Walking Dead movie, but almost an original story more than anything, though. Honestly, I don't think you could do like anything with these characters now because the pacing is set with these characters. Just do an original story somewhere else. It would work. Needs to change things up. I agree. The Walking Dead does need to change things up. I think what they need to do is raise the stakes with the zombies. I think zombies are too... Like, it's crazy, man. Like, when you look back to season 9, I know we all knew it was the Whispers, and they weren't evolving, but I remember the talk of zombies evolving getting really exciting. And, like, I remember Daryl, like, that one scene there, like, he's just, like, standing there. He's trying to make a bunch of noise or whatever, but the walkers are just ignoring him. And it was just like, wait, what's going on? And his reaction was just nuts. And then, obviously, there was the Connie and Virgil episode with... It wasn't a variant walker, but whatever that creature was. It was just so exciting. The walkers climbing the walls. like AMC should look at that and be like, this is really cool. Like people are so excited about that. The Variant Walker thing, the World Beyond thing, Dr. Jenner was there. Like that's where you got to go. You got to go in that direction. It's so much fun. It feels like a mission, and it feels like it matters to the world, and that it actually would affect everyone. And then, I mean, even in season 1 of Daryl Dixon with like the Variant Walker stuff, there was just so much excitement when Daryl was fighting that one Variant Walker on the boat, and you had to jump off and everything. Like it was wild. It was so fun. And then season 2's Variant Walkers were just like a big disappointment. Did not care for them. Forrest, read up or scroll up and read Charlie's pilot. Okay, sorry. Where would that have been? There's a lot of comments here. I'm trying. Oh wait, Charlie. Am I seeing this right? I know I can just wear my glasses. I got okay. Wait. Okay, is it way up here though? Okay, so I'm starting to see. All right, here I'm gonna read. I found it. Well, I gotta go closer here, so I apologize. Imagine this pilot. Their lieutenant and general take from the Commonwealth where they meet Ezekiel in the upper echelon briefing to make him the new major general. Ooh, first of all, I like that. Like okay, so that's the thing too, right? Is like the echelon briefing. There's as much as Rick was ignoring that, there's probably some fact to that, right? Like they might only have 14 years, and now if they're giving out supplies everywhere, you might have less time. So that could be a thing right there. I'll continue. We spend the rest of the episode Rick catching up with family in the whole episode 1. Full rundown, and at the end we see, I guess, Ezekiel host a press conference looking visually shaken up, and the next day he steps down as the leader of the Commonwealth. That would be a really good first episode. That honestly would be. That would be such a good first, like, it's basically like everyone else is dealing with some problems, but like Rick is just like, it's family life, catching up with Judith, and like, what are things like now, and just seeing some like typical family stuff for Rick, right? Almost like a new beginning, right? But it's really a new beginning now. He's been gone for over 10 years, and like things are all happy and good. And then Ezekiel's dealing with stuff with the CRM. That would be crazy. And then he resigns from his position, and everyone's wondering why, what's going on there. And that's just like the first episode kind of thing. And then, yeah, I guess you would see where you'd go from there. Like, honestly, I like that. I like that idea. I really do. I guess if you're asking questions to me specifically, because I noticed that some of you are talking just like with each other. If you're asking me a question, usually it's easier when there's like a super chat, but you can also tag me and just do like at MOVIEidol or whatever, because this way I know what to read. So this way I don't have to, yeah. But anyways, I've actually been thinking about doing a video very soon about the comics, because it's been a while since I've talked about them. It's been over now for 6 years. I have all my comics in this closet here, so to actually take them out, go over the first however many issues, the rarest comics I have. Yeah, like I actually have I might have sent one away as a giveaway. I believe I did, because I gave away a signed copy, but I have so for the final issue, which was issue 193, I think you see there's like a daytime shot, but there's also a nighttime shot. And the nighttime shot was only available at a Comic-Con in San Diego. So this would have been back in 2019. And so I got that because I was like, this is the final issue ever. I want that. That cover is incredible. I would just go grab it now, but it's kind of buried under other comics. So yeah. Do you want to see Rick using his fighting skills he learned from the Oh, I would love that. Like, that would be such a cool scene. Like, I'm just picturing Rick and Daryl say they're like, I don't know what the threat or the villain would be, but like they're fighting and it's all whatever. And then, but Daryl notices that Rick is fighting with some skill and there's like tactic there. And it's just, I mean, Daryl will probably make a joke. Honestly, there's a lot of things because the characters have changed so much. I want to see that. I really want to see that. That'd be so cool, I think. I just want a Walking Dead series without Gimple speak. Well, the spinoffs we have now technically are without Gimple because they have a lot of freedom to do whatever they want. So, but I know what you mean. Isn't it funny you could say Gimple speak and then everyone knows exactly what you mean with The Walking Dead? It's been a frustrating thing. Oh, we got 50 likes. We got 55 likes. That's incredible. Thank you so much. I just always want to hit that goal. We're at 64 viewers, 60, whatever. So if we can get 60, that'd be sweet. Just kind of climb with the viewers. That's all I really care about if it matches there. But anyways, what was I saying? I totally forgot what I was saying now. So, also, I want to know some certain things that because I want to have, if you're a member of the channel, I will be posting my vlog very soon. But I also want to add emojis and stuff like that you're able to use. So like if you're a member of the channel in the chat here, you'll have like special emojis that you can use. And so I got to figure out how I can do that. I have to make them myself and all that. I know that. But I do want to have things like zombies or just like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I just want things like that. I don't know if I can have actual Walking Dead emojis. I don't know. Like I don't know what the rules are in that. I know that I see a lot of people though do things like that. Like I follow some hockey channels and like they'll have like the team's logo and stuff, and I'm like, I guess it is just kind of a, I don't know, but I want to do that. I want to get that done like this week. This way, next Sunday I actually have that. Cause I've been talking about this for a couple months now. I'd like to just get it done. It'd be fun. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, a zombie emoji. I definitely have to do that. And we're at 60 likes. Yay. That's all I cared about. I'm so happy. That's sweet. I want Daryl to be happy with Connie. I feel like I wish I could quadruple like this. I feel like the whole Daryl and Connie thing is gone. Honestly, I was kind of for it too when it was happening. But like my lesson, especially after Isabel, the lesson I've learned is that I don't think they're ever going to commit to anyone with Daryl. They're just going to make it like that. It's going to be, there's this love interest and it kind of goes away. There's Leah, and then Connie was there and it seemed like something was really like real there. And Carol would like point it out and whatever. And then it just kind of went nowhere though, because of all of this. Right. And then there was Isabel. And then now they're saying he went further even with Isabel in terms of the relationship, but then now she's gone. So I just feel like it's always going to be like that. So honestly, that's why, like, I don't really get into the whole shipping thing. I really don't, because honestly, the arguments are crazy online. Oh my god, I just stay away. No, because a couple years ago, I posted something where I was like, who should Daryl be with? And I put like Connie or Carol. Oh man, big mistake. Big mistake. I was like, after that, I was like, I am done. Like I'm never getting into that ever again. Because honestly, I don't really care. Like I've kind of thought like Daryl was gonna be with a lot of people. Like Daryl and Carol, I thought were gonna be a thing up until like season 5. Then I was like, okay, I think this is not gonna be a thing anymore. So. Isabel broke my heart too. Yeah, her death was so sad. I wish she was still around. Yes. Spray paint? Is that what you said? Angela Kang needs to return to The Walking Dead. Yes, I 100% agree. I would love it because she's such a great voice for the what's the best word? It's just everything, really. Like, she's been there since season 2, working on like whatever. She worked her way up, eventually became the showrunner. She knows these characters so well. There's so many great scenes in season 9, 10, and 11 that it was just because of her being there. Like, and even before that, she's been a big part of like some of the biggest episodes of The Walking Dead. She knows this world so well. She needs to return. Honestly, I should do a video on that. I should make a video saying that Angela Kang needs to return to The Walking Dead. You know, also I could be a little bit biased because when I was going through some hard times, she did reach out and was saying a bunch of stuff just to kind of be there for me and everything. And so there's that element. So I know I'm a little bit biased there, but I still, like, even before that, I have loved her work on The Walking Dead. And even though I criticized season 11, that really had nothing to do with her because she thought that the show was going to be getting a season 12, 13, 14, 15, whatever. It's just going to keep going on. And it wasn't. And so they had to rush the whole Reaper arc, right? Like, that ended so fast with the Meridian and everything. And then the Commonwealth were there. There was so much that they had to get into there that, I mean, I think she still did a decent job, to be honest. So, yeah, it seems like you guys all like Angela Kang a lot, which is good. She's amazing. Greg Nicotero needs to be applauded. Yes, definitely. I know that he has said some things recently about, like, well, I guess people like me who are like kind of creators and stuff in this universe about, like, it wasn't that. I don't remember what he said. Do you guys remember what he said? I don't want to like say what he said wrong. I just know that a lot of others who like talk about The Walking Dead got pretty upset about it because it was like, wait, you think we know nothing? Blah blah blah. You know. Which was my saddest death? I would say probably. Oh, what would be the saddest death? So there's a couple of answers to this already that I'm thinking of. Glenn's death would not be up there because I just wasn't. I was just shocked by the whole thing and also frustrated with the cliffhanger and all that. Rosita's death was very sad. It was a lot of because of what I was going through in my life, and I was actually doing a lot of stuff recently with, like, I was trying to figure out like what episodes I can go back and rewatch. I do want to do a video revisiting Jadis. I just want to look back. It's been a couple years now. I want to be like her story's over. It's done. I just kind of wanted to revisit the character and be like, oh, you know. But I thought about Rosita and I was like, should I revisit that character? Did she get what she deserved in all of that? And that her death scene is so hard for me to watch. It's so heartbreaking because of what was going on in my life at the time. Hardest thing and just in my life. And I remember the feeling, and watching her death in that final episode brings that feeling back. It's horrible. But if I were to ignore my own personal things and I go look at just like the family stuff, the characters and stuff like that, Merle? No. Would Merle be up there? Trying to think of the stuff that was just so heartbreaking. Like, honestly, Merle or Lori is up there for me. I'd have to honestly read. Oh, there is Mika and Lizzie's deaths. Those deaths were pretty crazy. Because it was just shocking, right? It was like, The Grove is such a good episode. No, you know what? Actually, no, I have it. I don't know if, I'm sure people have been saying this. Yeah, okay, I'm seeing it now. Carl's death is too sad. I get so angry. I get so pissed off that he actually died. But if you're just watching the scene and you think about his importance to Rick, it is so heartbreaking. Just the fight for Alexandria and everything, and then the reveal that he was bit, and Rick just like almost shaking, like, what do I do? He's trying to protect his boy, and like, man, I am a father, okay? And I don't know, how old was Carl then? because they say he's a bunch of different ages, right? Like, he was like 14. Well, my son's 7. I think that I don't even want to go. I'm not even going there right now, not on stream. That would just be too heartbreaking to picture. Like, it's just too heartbreaking. When Rick was in that church or whatever with Carl, and Carl had to, like, put himself down, and that's the saddest death. Like, I could watch it now, and how strong Carl was being for Rick. It's I don't know. Like, if you're a parent, I think it's gonna get you. That's the thing too. Is if you're a parent, it's brutal. It's brutal. It's so sad to watch. So as much as that moment was great, it's just for the future of The Walking Dead, it was not at all. Are you a Prince fan or Michael Jackson fan? I see a tattoo of... Oh, yeah. So that is the love symbol, Prince. So I would say I am more of a Michael Jackson fan, for sure. So the reason why I got this tattoo, this is getting into a lot of personal stuff. I'll get into it a little bit here, explain the tattoo and why I got that. It was after Prince died. Some of the biggest, like, role models for me in my life were, going back so far, there's like Michael J. Fox. When I heard him playing Johnny B. Good, Back to the Future, I was like, I want to play guitar. It was, and then you go into like Slash, and then there's Joe Perry and Michael Jackson. There's Prince, Jimi Hendrix, the Rolling Stones, and you get into a lot of that there. And so what that taught me growing up, especially from a lot of, Eddie Van Halen specifically, in terms of being a father, was, and it wasn't, my upbringing wasn't like that, but it was just teach through love, and everything has to just be like love. And just that, all just positivity and everything. And I wasn't raised like that. I had a pretty tough upbringing, and it was not like that. So when I learned a lot of that, and honestly, that's why I love The Walking Dead originally, is because I saw Rick as a father and how he was. Like, Carl was his, like, motivation to do everything. And I could relate. It was like, that is going to be how I'm going to be like as a father. And then when I was a father, and to this day, it's the same thing. And it's love. It's just the power of love, not to reference Back to the Future, but that's why I got the tattoo, because it's a symbol of something that really changed in my life. And I saw a totally different way of living, where you can be so accepting of everyone, so supportive and happy, positive, and everything. I can go into it so much more, but that's essentially why I got the tattoo. It wasn't necessarily because of Prince. I love Prince, but it was more just for the meaning of that. But anyways, do you think a major character could die in the reunion show? Yeah, for sure. If it goes on for a couple seasons, it's going to happen. Eddie was such a good player, always looked so happy performing. I know. That's what I love about him so much. And, like, my son has that same smile. It's nuts. Like, when my son James, like, smiles, and he's just, it's that, I mean, like, that Eddie Van Halen smile. Like, it's just smiling constantly, like, always so happy. And it's just, I want that energy. I want that energy every single day. So, who was it? So that was the one thing too that I learned a lot from, and I'll mention it here, that I won't get into it any more than this, just because I don't like to talk about, if I ever talk to like any of the Walking Dead actors or anything like that. I don't want it to come across as like, just like name dropping or whatever. But so, one person I talked to for a couple of years was it was Cooper Andrews, who plays Jerry, right, on The Walking Dead. And he was so supportive. When I was going through some hard times, he really was there for me, and he'd always just check in, just text and be like, hey, how's it going? How are you and the kids? And, I've been doing this, and I won't get into all the specifics of everything, but we would just talk, and it was just like, you could honestly see, just based off of that, how incredible the Walking Dead cast is, like, on set, and what that environment must be like. And, like, that started with Andrew Lincoln, and, like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things like that's kind of why I've personally have tried to adopt as well in my life, and how I raise my family. Yeah, so just start a channel reacting to music you have not sampled before. I would watch. I just don't know how. I see channels do that where they react to like music and stuff, but I don't know how that works with like copyright and all of that. Sweet and caring man. Yeah, Cooper Andrews is amazing. That's why I will always support him coming back to The Walking Dead. I want Jerry back in some way on The Walking Dead. Needs to happen. But yeah, I know it's a big question, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Oh, up there. So with Rick and Negan, yeah, you know what? I want those characters to reunite, and I want the scene from the Whisper War arc where they're just talking about it, whatever. We have to see that. We really do. Hi, I love your channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Jerry seeing Ezekiel would be a great reunion. I do agree. That would be absolutely incredible. So, we have about 15 minutes left here of the stream, like 10, 15 minutes, I'd say. And then I will end the stream, and I will see you guys again next weekend. I will be doing an It episode 4. I always want to say chapter, whatever. But I will do an It. Sorry. Channels who react. So yeah, don't do it for us. User channel. Yeah, that's kind of my thing. But so I have always wanted to start a music channel, and not doing stuff like that. Like I have my guitar, and I'm like, well, I can't really play songs, because that. So it's like but like, I would love to start a music podcast and talk about, or channel podcast, just whatever it's going to be, and talk about music specifically. I'd love to go into deep, like I know a lot of stuff about music. I can talk about anything. Take an album, we can spend a whole hour talking about this album, a lot of stuff, behind the scenes stories or whatever, talk about how certain things were made, techniques of what they use in the studio, and maybe get into like equipment talk and everything. I'd love that. Just reactions to the songs and some of the songwriters, and get into there's a lot of things, like honestly, and like I can even talk about like news happening currently. Like there's a lot of stuff I would love to do for sure. But it's a lot of time. I think that's the thing, me being a single father of 3 kids, and like I have them most of the time, like all week long. And it's like they go to their moms on the weekends, and and we're pretty civil for the most part, so it's good. And everything's good, but it's like the weekends is when I get to like really get to work on stuff, so it's hard to get everything just sort of worked out with all of that. But Matt, I respect you even more. I will be honest, sometimes I don't agree with everything you talk about a little bit as a person. I just love Matt at our bring up as well. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing too, like we're all going to disagree on a lot of stuff, and I think that's totally fine. Yeah, I did have a hard upbringing growing up, but there's a lot of good moments. I've learned to sort of view my childhood as very positive. Hanging out with my brothers and my friends, and just it was fun. I just focus on that. So, who are your favorite female scream queens? I always want to say, I guess, Jamie Lee Curtis, because of Halloween. I do like Danielle Harris, though, from Halloween 2007. I know she was in the movies before, but she's good. They actually had a podcast. It was called Talk Scary to Me or something. It was her and the actress who plays the newer Laurie in that movie. I caught some episodes of that. It's actually pretty good. Trying to think. There's Heather Langenkamp. Am I saying her name right? She plays Nancy on Nightmare on Elm Street. I have such a funny story with that. I don't know if I can tell that story right now, though. My brother might get mad. But it's a funny story just because like we met her, and yeah, I won't get that story. Oh, it's too funny. Just it was just a very, I don't want to say awkward interaction, but it was. I was just kind of watching the whole thing going down, and it's too funny. Anyways, who is / was your favorite character in The Walking Dead? You know, I always kind of go back with like Rick or Daryl. You know, I kind of relate with Rick more because I'm a father, and like that was his like motivation for the whole series was Carl. That's really my motivation is my children, so that's my thing. But as a person, I feel like I'm definitely more like Daryl. I think I'm alone a lot. You know, I don't focus on trying to do other things too much. I really should. I want to. I just don't do that a lot. So I would say that's, yeah. Other than the main cast from the spin-offs, would you rather, or who would you like to see Rick either interact with? Well, Morgan would be number one. I would love to see him interact with Morgan. Absolutely incredible. Those characters reuniting after, because like there's an easy jumping point or whatever. There's a good way to start it, right? Like Morgan left to Fear in that very first episode of season 4, like or the season 4 premiere of Fear, and Rick was there and he went to go try find himself and all of that, whatever. He would be coming back now and telling Rick about everything, right? So there's a story there. I would love that. I gotta go. Thank you for a great live stream, Horace, and keep up the amazing work. Stay safe and stay good all week. You as well. Thank you for watching the stream. I appreciate it. Yeah, Michonne is amazing. I love Michonne. Also, we got 71 likes, so I'm so happy. This is a really great stream. Very, very happy with this stream. I hope that I'm not like too close up to the camera or like, I don't know. Smash the like button, everyone. Yes. For anyone that hasn't, anyways. Also, I would like to have, I don't think we need mods yet, but I would like to have mods in the chat. I don't think we have enough viewers where it necessarily matters. Maybe like one mod, maybe two, because I know mods can be busy sometimes. But I feel like I should ask some of the mods on my Discord if they would be interested. Or I could just have new mods, I guess, right? I don't know. Maybe they'd be upset by that. I have no idea. Walking Dead reboot. Honestly, a reboot of The Walking Dead. If they're getting to the point where they're running out of ideas and it's like, all right, time to end this. Yeah, do a reboot. I think that I think they probably will sooner than we think, because isn't Marvel doing that? Like Marvel, from what I have been hearing, they essentially will be doing some type of reboot by 2030. So I could see it happening. See, what if? So would it just be a battle with all those characters? Like a what if type battle? I don't know. It depends on that. Yeah. Redo the whole show, but it's different. I would be so down. And cast Lincoln as the governor. Could you imagine that? That would be so hilarious. Like you bring back a character. You know what's funny though is like they talk about a lot of that. Like, well, they talk about it in like an animated way, right? Like we'll do an animated version of the comics. I think that would be cool. It's just that Daryl won't be there. And no, I was gonna say, doesn't Michonne die? No, she doesn't die. Yeah, Michonne becomes a judge later on. I don't think that I mean, that's not really a thing for her here. Yeah, a live action Telltales. Oh, I would love that. Clementine and Lee do that story. Yes, easily. I'd love it. Oh, episode 4 very soon. I'm excited. What do we got here? So we'll have a couple more minutes left here for anyone that wants to ask any more questions. We're almost at 80 likes. It'd be amazing if we get 80 likes. Yeah, it's a battle like with all the villains link up together like DC villains or like I mean that would be wild. I think I'm yawning because I'm tired because there's a light in my face. I have a ring light like right there, and it's so blinding. Oh. So a lot of people don't like Laurent. It's interesting. I'm just reading the comments there. Like, honestly, I don't mind the character, but I've seen those comments for sure when the show or when in season 1 and 2. Whatever the new series is, he's probably going to be there for sure. I don't see that character just like staying in France. Like, I think Daryl will look after him, and that will be that. It'll be like Daryl has Laurent, Maggie has Herschel, Rick will have Judith and RJ, right? So, oh, poor Laurent. What character would you want to protect you or fight with you? So, I would say Tyrese, because I met him, and Chad Coleman's super awesome. But Tyrese dies, so I'm like, I don't know. Daryl, I guess, because he knows how to survive really good. Apologize for yawning, and I keep yawning. Any news on All of Us Are Dead? Been waiting forever. Not that I have heard of. I don't even actually know entirely what that is. I feel like I was asked that before, though. Yes, we hit 80 likes. Sweet. I would say 100 likes, but I know that's likely not going to happen. So 80 likes, amazing. We hit that goal. That's sweet. That's great for this stream. We have a couple minutes left here, so any questions you guys want to get in? You know what? I would love for... You know what? Maybe I'll just do a video on it, talking about Noah as a character. A really, really great character with a very sad, tragic ending. That'd be great. Oh, dude, I know I'm late, but your stuff for years, man. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you watching my stuff for however long it's been. Yeah, it's just, I'm just starting to get tired. So I just, once I started yawning, I was like, oh. I was going to put like a super chat goal. But the funny thing about like a super chat goal is like I would have to do something if we hit that goal. And I'm like, what, am I going to dance? Like, no. So I was like, I'm not putting a goal. But it's kind of funny though. Like the live streams and stuff on here have changed quite a bit over the years. So that's kind of cool. A lot of different options of things you're able to do. Well, first of all, continue Alpha's story, and then you just gotta do some of the crazier ones, like the governor. You have to bring him back. Stuff with Abraham there, although I think that might be done. Like I was say, like Abraham and Althea and all that. I think there's something there, but that might just be long past already. But the governor, no, bring the governor back. What else? What else could you do? Carl, a what if thing with Carl? I think that'd be amazing. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here though. So first of all, thank you so much for everything in this stream. I've really enjoyed doing this. It was a really fun stream. I'll come up with some different topics, or like honestly, this might be fine as well. In 2020, nothing has happened. I know. Well, I think Gimple has a lot of ideas of just things that can happen, but like, will it materialize into a show? You know, so I don't know. We'll see. I think if he didn't mess up Tales of the Walking Dead so bad, we would have gotten that. I think AMC's just looking at that show now like, I don't know. So, but yes, I will, I'll be back next weekend. Well, I'll be back in a video later today, but I'll be back next weekend for a stream. These are a lot of fun to do. And, yeah. We could always just kind of keep it like this, just free-flowing, talking about whatever, random stuff. Doesn't have to be Walking Dead all the time. But I enjoy doing these. It's just so fun to actually be able to interact with a lot of you, because I'm not the biggest commenter on just the channel and stuff in general. So, I'm mostly on Instagram, so go follow me on Instagram. I usually post a lot on there. Twitter, I'm just kind of there for news and stuff. I don't really post on Twitter, but I am on Instagram mostly, or here. So check out All of Us Are Dead. You know what? Once I end this stream here, I will literally look up exactly what that show is. I promise you. So, yeah. But anyways, I will end the stream here. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week. If I am ever able to end this stream, because there is a lot here.